We played this matchup a lot with Kaiser, and I think the final conclusion was it's quite even. I think
Yeah.
it's Ira wants to go H3, and India wants to force it H2. Meanwhile,
Yeah.
Ira wants to get the FP and better army.
Yeah, obviously. And you're sort of the king of India. You play it quite a lot.
Yeah, but yeah, Tabben plays more like my style, so I think we can expect some sepoys here. Some players prefer to go Gurkhas and Sampuraks, but I'm quite sure Tabben is gonna go for Urumi sepoy army here.
Yeah, and what is the only sepoy sort of Mahout, isn't it? As the normal thing you do as India versus any set really, because you just ceasefire and it's just broken. But both players are quite strong. Tabben hasn't played for quite a while. He did beat. I actually forgotten who he beat. I think it was Turk, wasn't it?
Dictator 4-0,
Yeah, 4-0
I
was the
think.
dictator. But
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting matchup because Mitoe had a terrible EPL, but after he has come back alive and played some amazing games so far.
yeah, he 4-0'd someone, didn't he, I think. His
Yeah, it
first
was
game.
me, and but he also he also won Kaiser after, so it wasn't only me being terrible; it was also Mitoe playing really good, I think.
Yeah, he's sort of come back from his stride. Maybe he was a bit down in the EPL, as you said, but
Yeah, he almost retired, I think, but then suddenly
oh,
he's back and back
can't
winning again.
retire. Yeah, you can't retire. I mean, even yourself, you said you retired, but you're still in basically every Twitch chat when you least expect
Yeah,
it to be. But I mean, yeah, India's actually getting some nice treasures here. I mean, we're missing quite a lot. India getting 80 wood, which is a nice treasure. He's going to pick up
yeah.
75 food, which is nice.
But actually, I'm surprised the Tabben didn't go for the middle TP because as India, you always get it with 2 heroes and you get instant card if you go for it. Maybe a
Yeah.
little bit idle time.
Well, it depends on VSync, doesn't it? If it actually passes, or is it still faster as India? Because sometimes I don't know how it works, but if VSync isn't enabled, you the pass doesn't actually get to the middle, does it? It sort of bugs. But
Yeah, but I think if you get a right spawn and you have 2 heroes, you always get it. Doesn't matter how bad or good your spawn is, because you build it faster than just with one.
yeah, oh yeah, yeah, you do actually, don't you? But
But I think Tabben is a little bit scared if he gets a TP, it's gonna be slower, and Iroh can also do a fast H up and rush really hard.
yeah, exactly. And obviously you don't want to put 200 wood into a TP and then not actually get anything out of it because it will just go down so quickly. But
Yeah.
both players do find 60 wood at the top here, but that's a bit of a contention, which I think Mito's going to end up winning, unless Tabben can sort of sneak in and like Turk does and just take it
Yeah, he's gonna
himself.
try, but he's really low HP. So I think if this is exactly
Yeah,
what's gonna happen.
he's
It's
going to
gonna
lose
go
it.
down.
Yeah, he's going to
Yeah.
lose it. Oh,
No,
so he's on zero
zero
HP.
HP.
The other,
He gets away.
yeah, but his other explorer is over it. Curry. Oh my god, Tabben's explorers are called Curry and Rice. It's
Oh, that's a nice save.
yeah. Um, but I think that's really the interesting treasures which are on the map. There's a coyote pup which is useless.
Yeah, this map is not the best for the warship civs because there are no treasures. But of course, it's still low hunt, which favors Iroh. Shoot.
Yeah, but and India obviously going down with that. I think it's a Agrifort. Yeah, it's an Agrifort and base.
Yeah, it is. It's quite standard here.
Yeah, it's
Kind
does it
of.
sort of play out like India or India with Russia, or is it sort of less aggressive from Iroquois?
It's kind of the same, except it's hard to know what Iroh is gonna do. They can go for H3, just trade FF, or they can rush you, and it's kind of hard to scout what the Iroh player is going to do.
Yeah, but
Yes,
yeah, Tabben's gonna go for the TP, which is
yeah,
later than
which
you'd
is clever.
expect. Yeah, I think
Because he wants to deny one of those because he doesn't want to give the free stage coach to Mitoe.
yeah, which is basically how you excel as a Civ, which likes to be a bit more aggressive. Because India, obviously, the longer you leave them, yeah, the more eco they get because each card they send is an extra villager on top of 5 Seapoy being a an economic card as well as a military card, which is Something I know you like to send quite often. But,
Yes, but it's tricky in this matchup because if Iroh goes for forward war huts and FFs, then India wants to rush and siege down. But then if it's gonna be some kind of Tomahawk on a surprise waiting, it can also end up really bad for India.
yeah.
So it's kind of a gamble for India. Like it doesn't matter what you do, but now he's going to scout the war hut here, so he knows that Mitoe is not going to be super aggressive.
Yeah, that Warhut sort of, it's not mid-map, it's sort of laid back. I think you can put the Warhut quite a lot more forward than that. But it's
Yeah,
also
this
not
implies
just,
that.
it's not always, just not completely in base, so he can be a little bit in
Yeah.
base if he wants to.
Like this implies that Mitoe is going to play this H3 because if he would be rushing, he would put it just way closer to the India base.
Yeah, exactly. He actually might lose his Explorer here, I don't know. Did 2 Seapoy take down an Iroquois Explorer?
If he's gonna do a good job at micro, I think it's possible because Seapoys don't have the animation.
Yeah, but
But this crack should. Nah, 5 Tomahawks spawning.
yeah, 5
big
Tomahawks is from the big button though, which is 500 food. But he's gonna sacrifice one and just sort of
Yeah,
take him
but
back.
the other one is almost gonna go down as well.
Yeah, so maybe not the best for Tabben there, but actually no, those 5 Tomahawks are going to come down and take the TP out, aren't they? But
Yeah.
at the same time, he does have a couple of Seapoys himself, which are going to go up to the top TP, and might just take that down himself, so it's basically an even trade.
I felt like Mitoe wanted to go just FF, but then he saw the Seapoys spawning and chasing his hero, and then he decided to make some units.
Yeah.
But the question is if he's gonna remain in H2 or he wants to H up soon.
I mean, he did just send 7 Hyena, which is obviously quite an aggressive ship. Did send 5 villagers before, and at the same time, Tabben sent 4 logging, which is a strong eco ship. Probably about the same as 5 villagers, actually. But
Yeah.
those Hyenas, will they actually catch the Seapoy at the top before they take down a TP? I don't know. They are faster, at 5 speed instead of 4. But we'll just have to wait and see. I mean, the 2 elephants are still there, which do quite a lot of damage themselves.
Yes, I'm not sure if this army is gonna be 13 Anas to kill these 8 Seapoys and 2 heroes. I'm not sure if it's gonna be enough.
Yeah, but another a couple more Tomahawks are coming down.
Okay, with those it should be fine.
I mean, if Tabben can sort of position his Seapoys better, sort of around the TP, he can take it down quite easily. And those 2 elephants are just gonna be so annoying. Oh, I think Tabben should go back. Doesn't actually need to take the fight.
Yeah, he's gonna see this, but he doesn't have a way back. He needs to go now to Mitoe's base.
Yeah, exactly. He might pick up a little boost here. These 2 elephants sort of paying dividends, distracting quite a lot, but...
Yeah, but now he's getting fractured as well, and now it's only 5 Seapoys left, and 1 is gonna go down. So I felt so far Tabben he played some time, but he also lost so many Seapoys, killing absolutely nothing so far.
Yeah, and this mass at the same time is growing. There's 6 Tomahawks on the shipment coming out at a nice time. He's gonna pick.
Yeah,
those
he's going to get cleaned.
Yeah, he's gonna lose those like 5 Seapoys, which is quite a lot of resources. Each one being sort of roughly 120 resources. Yeah, he can't get away from him. There's no way he's gonna get away.
No, they're gonna die. And the question is, he bought time, but is it really worth it to lose all your Seapoys? But on the other hand, he shipped Trickle and then 300 export, so he's gonna have quite nice economy soon behind this.
Yeah, and 5 Gardeners now coming up, which I don't know
No,
about. I would have
another Seapoy raid.
He's just going to walk these Seapoy around the map. I don't think he's going to get anything though, because there's no really sort of villages which are stragglers. There's this one here.
Yeah, you're right, but they're playing time. Like right now, Mitoe's army is way back, and now there's gonna be a new raid. He needs to pull some army back, so maybe I don't know. Does he want to go defend the raid, or he wants to go right-click the Accra?
Yeah, exactly. But at the same time, I mean, Tabben can defend quite easily. He does have 3 sets of Minutemen, which India, one of the best civs to defend because they have the Ottoman consulate and the Minutemen from the town centre. And if he can sort of get a patch of Seapoy at the same time, he can defend quite easily.
It seems like Mitoe's gonna edge up. Just ship 600 coin, and he has almost the resources. Whoa, how many vills he lost? 2.
I think 2 or 3. I mean, it's still those gardeners sort of being just annoying at the back, as you said, buying more time for him. He is now.
But at the same time,
himself.
yeah, there's Tomahawks sieging some houses, But Tabben still has minutes and from Consulate and TC, so I think he's gonna be okay. And he's gonna H up himself as well.
Yeah, and he's handily ahead in the eco. Obviously, that TP not being accounted for in eco, Stagecoach is now researched, but there's only one TP up at the moment, and there's a lot of wood to actually get up from Mitoe. Mitoe is actually 4 food from AG.
Yeah, and he's getting idled completely here. All his wheels are inside right now, 27 wheels, all in TC.
Yeah, and the pressure that he could have put on with those hyenas and the tomahawks are just... Oh, he even loses
One more
one.
going down.
Yeah, these gardeners paying off massively, really. I mean, it bought so much time. He lost, basically traded 3 of them for 3 villagers, and 4 Seaport at the bottom still doing their job of just being annoying, as you said.
Yeah, like it seemed like Tabben is just suiciding all his seaports, but in the end he bought so much time and he was gathering completely safe all the time, and now the better eco is starting to pay off.
And what is Tabben edging with? Oh, he's edging with Taj Mahal, isn't he? Which
Yes,
is,
yes.
It's quite strong, really. I mean, you can use a ceasefire ability. Urumi here are just incredible, because the hyenas can't really kite as well. And
They are. But the problem is that the stage course is in, and soon Mito's gonna take the 3rd TP, and then Tabben has to make something happen. Even though his eco is a bit better otherwise, I don't think he can keep up with the 3 TP stagecoach and better army of Iroh.
yeah, as you said, and he might lose a TP here, and he might even lose a villager here. I don't know why he's got a villager coming forward.
maybe he's watching my strategies too much.
But I'm gonna have to thank I Will Spank You, who's also funding the TWC tournament, for gifting a sub to Hazard, which is quite nice of it. But is this Tom? Yeah, he's not gonna go down, is he? He has 1,000.
No, it's a strong man. He's a strong man.
At the same time, I mean, Tabben doesn't really have many resources in base. He does have berries, which is a saving grace, but he has to push out at some point here. And
yeah, he has to do something soon, because now the 3 TP stage course is gonna be ready, and he's running out of resources.
Yeah, exactly. And 8 Forest Powers. Forest Powers now getting massed up. He does have 13, and Forest Powers being incredibly strong. I mean, I don't know how they fared too much about against something like Urumi, which obviously is a very strong unit.
Yeah, I feel like Tabben has to get amazing fights with the Urumis, or he's gonna be in a huge trouble.
Yeah, exactly, and he can't go for a sack like Mahout or 3 Mahouts because there are a number of Tomahawks, and Tomahawks in hand combat are just insane.
Yeah, you're right. Though if he gets Mahouts and Urumis with a ceasefire, then it can be really scary.
Yeah, I mean, there's that's sort of how what am I saying? Sort of how Tabben can get back in this. He does get another raid off of a single seaboy. He's definitely playing like you now. He's just
yeah, and that's clever. That's clever. He just needs to put it to work and not siege the house.
Yeah, exactly. And he does actually have quite a lot of seaboy himself now. Eco population wise, even with the TP, is probably still in favour of Tabben. Especially with the market upgrades. Actually, no, the market upgrades are probably in favour of.
Yeah, they might never finish this TP.
You've done that before as well. Everyone's
yes, I have a few times. And I welcome here, but Tabben is gonna miss it.
Oh, if Tabben get a, I mean that TP is definitely gonna go down. It's gonna maybe be somewhat of a saving grace to Mitoe here, because these villagers might be able to get away, because there's no. Yeah,
you're right,
nearby. But he's not moving them.
But I don't know if Mitoe would have realized the TP is unbuilt if those Hussars wouldn't go and finish it. So I don't know if it was good from Tabben in the end.
Yeah, exactly. And just look how many seapoint out here. I mean, they're veteran, or we're not called veteran, disciplined seapoint already, and there's 39 of them, which just
right now. Mitoe is pushing here, but he's close to Acreford, and the Urumis are likely to pop soon. So he's really playing with the fire if he goes near the Acra.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a huge amount of musket riders or anything which really counters Urumi here. 7 Urumi now do pop, and
you're right.
He just waits for them outside, doesn't he? And then he can ceasefire on top of them and just get a decisive fight.
But Mitoe has the walls here, so if he sees the Urumis, he might still be able to pull it back.
Yeah.
Now the Urumis are coming. Mitoe is not reacting to this, and he's gonna get caught completely.
The other Sepoy's in range now. He's going to get on top of him. Oh my god.
Yeah, he's gonna lose so much.
That gate is going to save quite a lot of the units there. Obviously, that's Stomp coming in. Yeah, Mage's just going to back up now. He should be fine.
But
He
still,
lost so
it was,
many units there.
Yeah, you're right. Like Mitoe had a great idea, like making the walls being safe, maybe poking from the side, but he was just completely sleeping when Tabben came with the Yurumis, and he lost so many units for free here.
And it's at this point that India's army, even if it is just Sepoys and Urumi, he's going to get Mahouts out in a minute. It's just going to dominate.
And there's still the ceasefire left.
Yeah, exactly. He can use it anytime he wants if he gets into a bad fight even. And one thing to remember as well, these Mitoe doesn't have the card in deck which allows you to get counter-infantry rifling, which is what you probably want in this situation on the forest balance. But I mean, these Sepoys are just going to walk forward and just do damage to everything they hit. More batches even coming out. The Curry Indian monk there is going to tank so much. And yeah, I mean, Urumi just do so much damage versus this composition. There's no Kanya, there's no the Cuirassiers aren't in, and he hasn't got anywhere to escape here. Those walls are quite far away. If a ceasefire comes in and the Mahouts do come in as well, he's going to be sort of flattened.
Yeah, if the Mahouts are going to pop, I think, in any second now, and with the ceasefire, it can be really, really scary. Now, 3 Mahouts popping, and now Mitoe is even pushing to a corner, and here we go.
Yeah, there's the ceasefire. He's too far
got
away
time,
from it.
and he's getting amazing flank. The Mahouts are just in the middle of the infantry.
Then 10 seconds left. I mean, he just has to push back here. I mean, Mitoe has to fight this. He's going to get snared. There's no walls he can go back to. Unless
yes, you're right. You're right. And now the Mahouts, they're in amazing position, just in the middle of everything.
Oh my god, those Mahouts are doing so much damage.
They're doing so much work.
And then these musket riders obviously are strong units, but they're not going to do too much against the Sepoy and Urumi.
No, they're now the 50 Sepoys coming in, and when Sepoys in close combat,
they're just incredible. Yeah.
That's scary. That's scary.
And there's no forest batters left.
That's a nice pull. That's a nice pull, though.
It is a nice pull, but
he has 3 forest prowlers against 50 Sepoys, and still 5 Yurumis.
Yeah, I mean. Yeah, 39 Sepoys, even Minutemen at the back not even doing anything there. He pulled them in, but I mean, Tabben is he's getting shot off from both sides. The Rumis are going back. That's a lot of musket.
But I think he doesn't mind, because it's only musket riders left, and he can just keep chasing with the Sepoys and do whatever he wants right now.
That's bad.
Oh, now Mitoe, that's a mistake.
Yeah, that was a big mistake.
It's a mistake, and now it looks really bad for Mitoe.
Yeah, a lot of those units just going down with sort of 1 or 2 shots from the Sepoy, and the damage, just the hand damage, a single hit from the Sepoy just takes off like a third of the health from musket riders. And those forest batters you got out from that war hut are going to go down, and at the same time, the Sepoy is just going to push in. And what does he do to stop all these villagers at the back going down here? And that's just going to spell the end of the game.
Yeah, and the thing is, with the Ottoman consulate, he's going to see all those fields from so far. Is probably gonna see the wheels even before Mitoe sees the Sepoys.
Yeah, exactly, and maybe those 2 wheels go down now.
And at the same time, Tabben is aging up. I would say this game is over.
Yeah, 9 Tomahawks do come out, but they're not really the best units against Sepoys. Maybe Tabben needs to get back here and just wait for the age up and get even stronger Sepoys, the age 4 variants. But he's just gonna get Urumi infinitely. And what can Mitoe do? And the ceasefire is going to recharge at some point, isn't it?
Yeah, you're right. Like, maybe he's gonna get clean now, but does it really matter? Because he's still trading decently. A lot of Tomahawks going down. And now Mitoe is on a timer. He needs to make something happen real quick.
Yeah, another TC going down. Even using the elephants.
Yeah, and that's
really
gonna go up so fast.
Yeah, I mean, 2 Sepoys are here. Yeah, a couple of Sepoys, a couple of Gurkha are going to do so much damage to these villagers. The army is incredibly far away now.
Tabben is doing the classic India. He's kind of creating a chaos, raiding everywhere, making TCs, and same time matching up.
Yeah, and these musket riders, as you said, aren't going to be doing too much damage. And now he just pulls them back. He's not going to lose any of those units. And might have lost so much because of them. The 2 elephants even going on the musket riders, which isn't really optimal. But Yeah, I mean, India's now got map. Ilkar sort of lost their power spike in the mid game, and Tabben's just about to age with the charm on our gate, which gives him 2 Mahats.
Yeah, you're right.
And Minutemen from both TCs now going to come out for Tabben. And,
Yeah, I think he's gonna almost clean this even without any industrial shipment.
Yeah, and there you go. There's Mitoe just resigning.
And it's gonna be GG.
Yeah, that sort of push from the 3 Mahouts.
I mean, it's about so little mistakes. Like over here, losing near the gate, like losing maybe 10 units for free, even 15, and then getting in terrible fights after the ceasefire.
Yeah, exactly. My game crashed, so I need to relaunch the game a second. But,
All right.
Yeah, as you said, I mean, the ceasefire just paid off so much. Yeah? And the positioning from Tabben was just incredible.
Yes.
I don't think he really could have got a better position when the ceasefire came in. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what comes up next. I don't actually know what comes next. Do you know what map comes up next or not?
I got no idea.
Let's have a look. Oh, actually, I can look on the main page. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'll ask Trevor. He probably knows. Or Mitoe probably knows. He's
Mitoe's an admin, so I think he knows.
Yeah, Mitoe's. He's not an admin actually. He's just media team. But
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Mitoe obviously gets the counter pick now, and is quite strong. He doesn't have to counter pick with TWC Civ, so it's actually useful. But yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah, and now I think Tabben can't play India anymore, which is kind of his strongest civ.
I mean, Tabben's got a lot of strong civs. He's
yeah, but I think India is still a civ he used a lot in the LAN.
Yeah, exactly. You are right. And I think there's New England actually in the map pool, so we'll have to wait and see for that. Which Tabben is actually really strong on that map. From what I recall,
but I think both players have to be experienced in New England after the LAN. It was so many games played on this map.
Yeah, Daroga actually playing incredibly well and ended up winning the LAN probably because of that map really. But High Plains, which is a map which is good for a lot of civs really, and we'll just have to see what Tabben picks.
Ottoman, but on the other hand, you might want to save Ottoman for the New England.
Yeah, exactly.
And now Mitoe is having a breakdown again. I hope this doesn't mean that there's some kind of tilt coming.
I don't think Mitoe will tilt. Obviously, Mitoe quite well known for sort of throwing in the towel quite early, but
I feel Mitoe is kind of a momentum player. When he's having a good day and good games, he can just steamroll over anyone. But then it can also go other way around.
Exactly. I mean, yeah. He actually did the sweep against Turk at one point, didn't he? Like in a best of 9, Turk went 4-0 up, and then Mitoe sort of decimating him afterwards. But
yeah, I remember. But it was also because I think Turk doesn't have so good save pool, and he used all his main saves, and then he was just desperately trying to win as Germans, which is not really his strongest save.
No, he is German. It was he didn't use France, which was like the one.
Oh yeah. You're right.
But I mean, Tabben is now picking, but he's just gonna have to wait and see. He can play Russia on this map. I don't know why he would play Russia on this map, because you don't really play Russia on a TP map. It doesn't really make any sense. Portugal's strong on this map, but I don't know if Tabben plays Portugal.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like Portugal used to have the ATP maybe working a few years ago, but now people have learned how to counter it.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think Portugal is the best pick on this map.
You play Spain. Spain's quite strong with ATP, but
it's Spain.
But it's Spain.
I mean, it's Spain. That's enough. Counter argument is it's Spain.
Sue's quite strong, but I don't know if Tabben plays Sue.
He seems to go for China, which is kind of surprising.
Yeah, China not the best civ because obviously you're sort of cooped up in base, and you do go for the TP, but I mean, Mitoe can play a civ which can just take the TP line quite easily and just decimate on this.
Yeah, you're right. I'm a bit surprised he's going China here.
But again, Tabben's China is very strong. It's probably one of his stronger civs, I think. So.
But let's see how Mitoe is gonna respond.
I mean, players like to at time obviously. Soldier actually no, Soldier getting a gift sub from I will spank you again. Thank you very much. Actually, I'll remind you, half of donations which come to ESOC on the stream actually go towards these the prize pool for this. Prize pool for the tournament.
Also,
so,
is it also known as Mitoe's retirement fund?
Well, it's going to be either Kaiser's retirement fund or Mitoe's retirement fund.
Okay, it might be.
But yeah, I mean, we'll have to wait and see what Mitoe picks. Mitoe could actually go into China as well. Mitoe being quite a strong player as China. But hopefully not, because Millers are a bit dull. But we'll just have to wait and see.
Yeah, I don't know. It could be also Germans coming, because Germans do quite well against China. And you might take the TP line as well. Okay, he's going for China Miro.
Yeah, so maybe China, Mitoe thinking he's a bit stronger in the civ, sort of well versed, maybe. But
Yeah, I think he's experienced China player, but is it worth to use your counter pick to Miro?
What does China get countered by though?
I don't know, maybe Germans. I feel China doesn't have really strong, like some people say Su, but I'm not really convinced.
Well, Su is good, obviously, because China apparently isn't very good against Cav, which I don't really agree with.
You're right.
I mean, Germany obviously could take TPs quite better than China, so maybe that would have been a better pick. But Mitoe maybe not as confident, so we just have to wait until Tabben readies up here.
I also think Su would have been an amazing pick here, because Su can pretty easily take the TP line, and China doesn't have any goons. So, which means Su could just run around the map, doing whatever they want. But anyway, it's gonna be China Miro.
Yeah. On High Plains, which is a map which has a lot of hunts, a lot of TPs, and a lot of mines. So, I don't really need to check the map, do we? So, I'll just get straight into it. There is still that really BS treasure on this map, actually, which is 130 food for one bloke on a horse and 2 coyotes.
You're right.
Which is like the easiest treasure to pick up. And it's a 260 food swing, which is insane.
So I think this is kind of a matchup we're not expecting any action till 10 minutes, maybe?
Yeah, so we can just talk about whatever we want. It's basically you get to Fortress and you mass cav, right? That's
Yeah. Let's check the map quickly.
I mean, it seems slightly better for Mitoe, maybe?
Maybe a little bit, but I don't think there's
a
reason to rehost. It seems fair enough for me.
I mean, this map in particular has a lot of hunts anyway, so I don't think it matters too much. Both civs playing civs which are quite passive, so it's not going to matter too much in the long for the first couple of hunts anyway. And
you're right.
Tabben's actually going to get the pass, and I don't know if Mitoe is going to get the pass.
I'm quite sure Mitoe's going to get the pass, because it's way easier from this top TP, but I think his spawn was way worse for this first passage TP, so he kind of knew he has to go for this one.
Yeah, and as China, I don't think it doesn't help as much as other civs getting that first pass, obviously, because your first shipment isn't as strong. But basically they got the same pass, so it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. A bit of a fight going down here. Mitoe's actually in a better position here, as he's got the Disciple still alive. And actually, I don't know, about equal. It doesn't really matter though, because they're just going to go away. There's no reason for for Tabben just to stick here on Mitoe's Explorer.
No, but now he's getting the snare again. I mean, it's kind of nice to get the snare, even if you're just a little bit higher HP, because you can get a free scouting train.
Yeah, exactly. But, there are a couple of nice shows on those map, as I said. 80 food at the bottom, which is nice, which players can't see.
That's maybe the second best after the 130 foot.
It's 80 wood as well, but it's by 2 grizzly bears, which is quite... it's not hard, but it's just a bit slow for China to take. Where is that ridiculous treasure? Is it not spawned?
I think it didn't spawn. It doesn't always spawn.
That's quite nice. I mean, it's not unfair. It's not like the... I think they just need to remove it. It's just... Especially for European civs, it's so easy to take, and it's a huge treasure early on, so... Like, if you get this Ottoman, it's, like, ridiculous. But
yeah, you're gonna start eating like 150 if you get it to Soto.
Yeah. Mito's gonna pick up a cow, which obviously is quite nice for China. They do fatten livestock in their village.
It's something you don't usually pick up first, but as China, I guess it's okay.
And what's Tabben gonna pick up at the same time? I don't think he's really scouted anything. He does get the 80 wood as well, which he's probably gonna pick up.
Yeah, that's gonna be nice. I think it's gonna be better than this cow.
Yeah, 80 wood is better than a cow.
No offense to any cows, but
I'd like to see if Mitoe goes for his slower sort of H2 play, as I know Mitoe likes to play no villagers on the wonder sometimes, which you get an extra.
Yeah, I think his signature is making no 700 cold and just gathering, having no vills on the wonder.
Yeah, you basically age up a lot slower, so it's worse versus aggressive civs. But in the mirror, you end up getting basically an extra shipment in H3. So I think it's probably worth it. I mean, Tabben might go for the same thing. He might have watched Mitoe playing a lot of China. I mean, it's quite well known which Mitoe does that, maybe. But he's going to pick up 75 coin, which is a nice treasure for China when they FF, obviously.
Yeah, it's gonna help him because he's probably gonna go for the slow. Yeah, 0 vills in the wonder, which means he's just gonna gather everything.
Yeah, which he's even gathering wood, which isn't normal. Or maybe he's gonna go for a TP, or I doubt he's gonna do any H2 play. It doesn't really make any sense. But
I'm not sure. To be fair, I'm not a China expert, so I'm not sure why is he gathering wood.
I think he's going for a TP. I mean, Tabben is also gathering wood, but that's because he got the 80 wood. He's also going for villagers on the wonder, which is standard. And Mitoe's actually going to find 80 food, but Tabben... Oh no, Tabben's going to find 80 food, but Mitoe is close by. They're both sort of posturing around this TP, and you don't want to be standing... You don't want to be spotted against China building a TP, especially Mitoe's Explorer. It's quite low HP, because you can build... you could build Disciples, can't you, which are 80 food. They're quite strong against Explorers. But, yeah, they're both just going to go for a TP. Mitoe is sort of stacking 16 wood, which is not the greatest, but... yeah, both going for a TP. I assume Tabben's going for a TP, unless he's going for something weird. No, he's not building a TP. What's he doing? Oh, he's getting another village, which he doesn't need to do.
Yeah, I think TP would be better here. But I'm a bit worried if Mitoe doesn't go for 700 cold, he's going to be extremely slow because of the TP.
You're not slow. So... You, at least somewhat of a cool. You age up like 15 seconds slower to Fortress. Like, you age up really late to Colonial, obviously, but that doesn't matter in this matchup at all. So,
yeah,
I think Mitoe's actually fine. He is actually quite low on gold, though, as you said. Thank you, The Ear, for subscribing. Thank you, Nate. That's very kind of you. But he also has that cow as well, which you can eat for food, which is nice. So that's going to come in handy.
The valuable cow, but it's increasing its value all the time.
9 Quang Pikemen coming out from Tabben. That's why he's got the village up. So he's going to take those 2 trading posts down. So maybe that late age up from Mitoe might sort of kick him in the arse there. But Mitoe is actually going to get a Tomahawk, which sort of defeats the Quang Pikeman quite nicely because it has a range attack. But yeah.
It seems like Mitoe is going to respond with the military shipment as well because he's over popped right now.
Yeah, probably going to send Chukunu. And yeah, I mean, he might lose a TP, but I think he at least got 1 pass in that TP, which is, on high planes at least, quite a lot, isn't it? I think it's like 140 XP or something, so quite high.
Oh, okay, Mitoe is cancelling the shipment.
Yeah, so but he's going to pick up 60 XP, and he's going to use that Tomahawk in base. So honestly, I'm not entirely sure about these Grand Pipe because they're sort of useless when he ages up. They're not the best units. He's just going to go straight to his base even, so he might lose
perhaps
a village maybe.
yes, or he could go for the Mitoe's second TP, which Mitoe wouldn't be able to defend.
Yeah, what's he doing? If he's obviously you don't want to attack the villagers because it's just not going to do any damage. Yeah, he's going to go on the village here, but some of the wood just popped. And, China's going to age in a second. This Tomahawk's going to come back with the irregulars. I mean, is that even going to go down? Nicely put into cover mode there, but with the pikes as well, I don't think that's ever going to go down. So if he's Crank Pikeman,
but let's
trading for a TP, what's this villager?
Let's keep in mind that Mitoe is using these resources before he's aging up, so it's slowing him up even more.
Yeah, but again, I mean, Tabben's sort of wasting a shipment now, I think. He should have just gone for the second TP and he would have been completely fine. And again, that Fist's first to Fortress Explorer going down from Tabben. And Tabben is actually aging now, as you said. What's he going up with? He's going up with the Skirm Wonder. And at the same time, Mitoe is now going up with the Tower, which is obviously a lot slower. He needs to put 8 on that because 8 is actually beneficial when you go on the Skirm Wonder. It doesn't on the Tower, so it doesn't actually slow you down at all, and he would be up a lot quicker.
This game reminds me a little bit of I think it was in Florida, the Aruka versus someone. I think it was China Mirror. Yeah, exactly this game. Like I think the Aruka went for like, no, Tabben went also there for like forward village, and it's way faster.
No, Tabben went for a tower.
Oh yeah, so it was the other way around.
I mean, I can't really remember that game too much because I'll be honest, I don't really remember any of the games from Milan because I wasn't really watching them. But yeah, I mean, Tabben I think threw that game in the end. Like he was quite far ahead, and then he ended up dying to like not having Manchu or something. I can't really remember what happened.
But, yeah, me neither. Had too many beers that day, right?
But yeah, I mean, here's a sort of a push from Tabben here. He's just going to be lower on eco. There are a couple of step riders, so if he pushes up the pikes, they can just get on the arquebusiers there.
But it's now Mitoe has nothing to defend for a long time here because he's still aging and aging up with the tower. Minutes are used, so Tabben has a nice window here to make some damage.
Yeah, but honestly, I mean, he is getting a lot of villager kills, as you said, but he's going to be ahead in the villagers when that wonder goes up. And Tabben now setting 5 meteor hammers, which obviously is a very nice shipment, and 5 coming out from barracks. But TC doing quite a lot of fire down on the units there, and I don't think he can really stay under here. But as you said, did Mitoe ship something? He shipped 300 export.
So yeah, Mitoe's sitting on 3 shipments right now, but I don't know if he's gonna pop them one by one and get instantly cleaned. I don't think it's gonna be enough.
Yeah, exactly. He's even gonna lose that cow, but that village is gonna go down. He's gonna be popped, nearly at least. I believe he just sent the consular army, right?
And I don't think one military shipment can clean all this up.
No, not at all. I mean, he's just got a nicer mix. He has a couple of disciples in there, even Tabben. He is now popped. We look at units in queue. There are the Redcoat Musketeers in queue. And what did he even what? I don't know what Mitoe just did. They just sacrificed a villager for no reason. There are the Redcoats some intervention going out, but that village he stops that village going up by accident. And but intervention and. There's nothing to back him up, so he hasn't got any cav, which you sort of like here, so you can snare all the units. Intervention being a very strong shipment, honestly.
And these muskets, they're gonna
die. To be honest, he says. I mean, there's a couple more coming in from the barracks, Tabben placed. And yeah, I mean, they're just all dead, and I think this is just over.
But why would you fight with the muskets alone when you have 2 shipments stacked still? Just stay back and wait for more cards. But anyway.
Mitoe's saying not going to be 4-0 because I said to him earlier in the ESOC staff Discord that he's going to 4-0 Tabben because he's been on a streak, and obviously he's proven me wrong. But yeah, I think it was just a mistake going up so slowly. I mean, he could have put 8 on there, and Tabben going pretty aggressive and taking down a village. But Tabben obviously making mistakes himself, not going for that second TP. But yeah, I mean, maybe he should have gone with the Skirm Wonder himself. Maybe it would have been slightly better.
But still, even those pikemen didn't do much. They forced the minutes out before Mitoe was aging. So it delayed him even more. Like his build was extremely greedy, and that slowed him even more.
Yeah, as you said. But Mitoe at least does get to counter pick again. But it is 2-0 to Tabben. But Tabben has used Indu and China, two of his strongest civs. I don't know what the map is, I have no clue, so they're going to have to tell me or I'm going to have to look it up. Sigh.
Yes, he did. He did. It was just way too greedy. And I felt like Tabben knew what Mitoe's build is gonna be, and then he also saw the second TP and knew that Mitoe's gonna be extremely slow.
Yeah, exactly. And, maybe if Mitoe had sort of hidden those intervention, Musks at the back and sort of went for a different shipment, like what could he go for? 5 meter hammers, he would have been in a better position. But unfortunately, that just wasn't the case. He can still pick China, which, as I said, is one of his strongest civs. And he does still have a couple more games. It's best of 7, so he's got a lot more games to redeem himself. And Florida is a good map for Mitoe, I believe. He can play Japan. He can play China stronger Florida because of the goats, not goats, sheep. But again, Tabben has got a lot of stronger civs on this map as well.
Yeah, let's see what Tabben is gonna do. Could guess maybe Japan coming out.
Yeah, Japan obviously being a strong civ on this map, but you don't really want to pick Japan because it's quite easy to counter, isn't it? As a civ. As you
I
can
don't
go
know.
like
I
Iroquois, which
feels like before people said like rush civs like Aztecs Iroh wins Japan, but I feel like recently like when people started to play more aggressive Japan, they're doing okay.
yeah, and I think Tabben likes playing aggressive, doesn't he? I think it's like he sort of does as Japan. I mean, there's a lot of players who do still play for the sort of passive Japan. I think Kinesi's one of them, maybe. I don't know. But,
Yes, it's really passive. That's not even I don't know how to describe
it's
it.
not even playing. It's basically just watch a fucking game at that point. You might as well be casting if you Kinesi in my mind. But
So many walls that your opponent just falls asleep.
yeah. Yeah, Breeze is another player who likes just spamming walls which have holes in them, but we just have to wait and see what he picks. Russia, which I think Mitoe doesn't like. Mitoe thinks it's a bit of an overpowered civ. I'm sort of inclined to agree with him, because we saw a lot of Russia on the EPL against India, which wasn't very fun to watch. But
Yes.
Iroquois, which...
That's kind of
interesting.
surprising for me. I was expecting maybe Germans, but on the other hand, this map has a lot of good treasures and guardians.
Oh, just happened. I don't know what just happened, but we have to ready up again. But I remember from at least talking to Dararoga in person when I was at LAN that he seems to think that this matchup is heavily favoured to Iroquois. But that might just be Dararoga speaking. I don't know. His ideas seem to be a bit different from some players. So we'll just have to wait and see. As you said, maybe a civ like Germany would have been better.
I don't know. I feel this matchup is quite even because Strelets do quite well if you get to the mid game.
Yeah, but
But
forest palaces are just so strong when you can get them out.
yeah,
If you
because
can
I
get
feel
up
like
to the third age.
yeah, I feel like Russians want to follow the fortress, but their fortress is just earlier. Like early fortress is way weaker, so it can be quite hard to deal with the FPs early.
Yep. But a bit of a saving grace for Tabben. He does not Tabben for Mitoe. He does get a wood crate start, which on this map actually isn't too bad for Russia because you just you mine the coin or you get a coin start. Yeah, there you go. There's 30 coin which Tabben is going to pick up, and you get hunting dogs, which is nicer than a normal Russia start, which you don't do anything with the wood. But by the looks of it, Mitoe's Explorer is just going to go down and put the TP up. I assume he is at least. I don't know what else he would do here. But what's he doing here? Yeah, he goes for the TP straight away.
But that's really fast TP. It's gonna be really good
Wait,
for him. I think it's gonna be more valuable than the hunting dogs for Russia.
How did he get the TP up so early? Did he trade coin?
Yeah, he. What?
It
Wait.
was a
Where
wood
did he?
start. He
It was
must
a
have.
wood start. How did he get a coin?
He sold 200 food for coin and bought wood.
Oh, you're right. You're right. And that might be clever.
Yeah, you never know. I mean, I'm not entirely sure it's good because it's sort of wasting 200 food, which is one of the stronger things about Iroquois on this patch. You
Yes.
lose. Although saying that, he does get 100 food basically instantaneously at the top here, which is this treasure in particular is just incredible for
Yeah,
Iroquois.
especially for Iroh. You get 500 and 100 food as well.
Yeah, exactly, and although 2 stray dogs, this seems to be a big contention. If Mito spots this is huge.
Yeah, Mito's gonna see it. And he's gonna get it, I think. Now, if it's awake.
Yeah, he's gonna get it. And 2 stray dogs, 2 dogs is they're Spanish dogs, aren't they? They're just insane. I mean, 15 damage, and the next stage they get sort of 18 damage. So they're sort of working as like coyotes basically when you get into the stage. And they don't get counted, do they?
With his dogs, he should get every treasure on this map, and I kind of dislike the decision to go back to this treasure when he could just get any treasure he wants from Tabben's side with his dogs.
Yeah, but he's going to be able to age up first, which is faster, which is nice. And this map in particular actually has quite a lot of nice treasures, doesn't it? It does have the Scout, which is one of the premium treasures in the game. 120 coin, which is nice if he's going to give an FF. But actually, there's a load of nice treasures on this map. Pirate as well, he can convert here, which is just like... The Pirate is just insane when you convert it. It's just incredible. Yeah, as you said, there's loads of nice treasures. And Tabben can't really contest any.
Yeah, you're right. And even with the 2 blowgunners, they're gonna be helpful H2 as well.
Yeah, each one doing 30 damage. They don't get countered by Shallots because they're just type Guardian. They are quite slow. No, actually, they're not. They're faster. The native Carib ones you can train are incredibly slow. But that Nat he found here, I mean, he can sort of deny a blockhouse. He can just be annoying with his scout there.
Yeah, I think Tabben has to make the blockhouse home here because he doesn't want to risk those fields in FP when he knows that Mitoe has so many different stuff.
Yeah, actually, to be honest, I really like this stuff from Mitoe. I mean, at first I was a bit dubious of actually trading that food, but he goes up with 14 villagers anyway, which is sometimes you go up with 14, sometimes you go up with 15, but with a wood start you almost never go up with 15 as Iroquois.
Oh, it seems like Tabben is going to go for FP after all.
With 3 villagers as well, but he's surely going to get spotted. I mean, he's quite far. He's not too far forward there. Obviously, Florida's quite a big map, if I recall. And
but was it?
Mito's going to have such a huge. He's going to have basically. These are musketeers. These outlaw blowgunners. Really, they don't get countered, and it's probably quite low HP. But those dogs against like Cossacks don't even fare too badly, and he's going to get spotted. And one thing to remember: these dogs actually do like 5 damage, or 3 damage against these villagers. So if he focuses the villagers, he might even actually get one down.
Yeah, I was thinking the same, but now it might be too late. But I don't understand why is Tabben making the blockhouse here, because if you make it so near your base, just make it base then. It's so much safer and you can play more greedy build.
I mean, it does, if he wants to go for the TP, it does defend that, but at the same time, Mito's now going slow age up, but he's got two shipments stacked, which is sort of an ROE era sort of era. So Mito's just got, like, I think this is probably the best age one I've seen in a long while. I mean,
yeah, that's why he went for Iroh here, because he knew he's gonna get incredible Guardians here.
And yeah, he's gonna go for Warheart base, which is sort of what you want to do. And he does get chopped for a house, puts the house down straight away, so he's not gonna get popped. And yeah, I mean, if what's Tabben gonna ship here, sort of to defend against this, he probably is. By the looks of it, he's gone for 5 Cossacks, which is what to sort of expect. But again,
yeah, it's kind of standard.
You can these outlaw blowgunners when they're at range do 30 damage to the Cossacks, and the Mito's that Explorer is just ridiculous. Is it 120 damage or 90 damage in Age 2, which the Crackshot does? Because it's something insane.
Yeah, and with these Guardians as well, he can hold any kind of rush basically.
Yeah, and I mean, 5 Cossacks are going to come in. They're going to push forward. But I don't think he's going to get anything out of it. I mean, Iroquois does have more eco now as well with 5
and there's a big button in a few seconds.
Yeah, as you said, but 5 tomahawks coming out. That's just not going to do anything. Tomahawks are so strong against cavalry when they get into combat with them. Even the 2 war dogs are going to do damage if you don't get sort of taken down. And 5 tomahawks also coming out from Mitoe from the war hut there. Maybe Mitoe's going for sort of age 2 play, and he's going to try and restrict anything that Russia can do here.
I don't know. I feel like Mitoe is expecting colonial pressure, but it seems like Tabben might just go H3 now.
Yeah, but I don't think age 3 is sort of actually that strong against Iroquois. I mean, Russia's H3 as a civ is quite weak, I believe. I mean, they want to stay in H2 normally. 20 Charlottes not being the most efficient card. 6 Cossacks only being 1 better than the 5 Cossacks in H2. Obviously, 2 Falconets is strong, but Musket Riders are just incredible versus Falconets, and they don't really stand up too well. But saying that, I mean, Tabben is making more and more Musketeers. Maybe that's just out of fear, but Mitoe's going to push with a big army, and Mitoe's army is quite big. He's even making hyenas now, so...
Yeah, I feel as Mitoe is kind of trying to mind game to make Tabben believe he's gonna go H3, and then suddenly like so many tomahawks rushing your blockhouse. And now if Tabben decides to go H3, he's gonna lose this game.
Yeah, exactly, and I mean, even if he gets pushed now, I mean, 10 Shreddets come out of that blockhouse, which are in queue. There are 4 Canyo, which are just going to clean them up. They are too far away at the moment, but if any of these units, I mean, even the War Dogs getting to come out with the Shreddets are just going to do massive damage.
Yeah, and these Shreddets is losing a few, but still managing to escape. But look at the difference in the mass. Mitoe has just double army.
Yeah, there's no anti-cav here either. There's a couple of Cossacks, obviously 4 Cossacks, but a couple of Musketeers there needs to get back. But the hyenas are just going to do damage from afar. They actually outrange Shreddets as well. Shreddets have... Actually, hyenas are incredible against Shreddets because they have more speed as well. But that trading post is going to go down for Tabben as well. And as you said, maybe that... Maybe if that was in base for Tabben, that would be like it just changes the matchup completely. Because Minutemen would have popped, and he would have got TC fire.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I think it was a mistake to put it there. And now there's just no way Russia can hold this.
No,
there's so much more stuff.
And honestly, Mitoe can just right click when he wins. There's no blockhouse down. There's not going to be any units. Oh, actually, there is a blockhouse down, but there's no units in queue. There are Minutemen coming out, and Tabben is stacking sort of 1,500 resources there. Sort of reminiscent of Lucas and Kaiser playing, but...
Yeah, but there's no way he can spend it. Like, there's one blockhouse, 10 Strelets coming, but what is the follow-up?
Yeah, exactly. No, I mean, there's a couple of Mitoe's villagers which are idle, which isn't good. But he just surrounds that blockhouse, even if 13 Shreddets or 4 Cossacks pushes out. And now Mitoe's just sending crits, and he's going to age up himself. And he's done so much damage here. There's 13 Shreddets coming out, but the hyenas do trade quite nicely against the Shreddets, especially with the fire. And if what's his face, Little Police there can get a crack shot off, it's just incredible. And he's just gonna go ahead.
Now Tabben is managing to push Mitoe back, but I don't know, a few Kanyas and this game is over.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, Mitoe doesn't actually have a stable up, but he's gonna age in like 10-15 seconds now. And I mean, there's a lot of Shreddets here, but he's even making more Shreddets. And what does Tabben do as soon as Iroquois is age 3? He can ship sort of like 5 cuirassiers, which against colonial Russia is just so strong.
Yeah, even the crack shot itself is just gonna one-hit those Shredders.
Yeah, the crack shot's just insane. He's basically a cannon, isn't he? Sort of a cannon every sort of 10... is it like 2 minutes, I think, ridiculous as well. It was 1,500 HP. And there you go, Tabben, Mitoe's aging, he has fast age, he didn't fast age, and yeah, Tabben hasn't actually damaged Mitoe at all with his 5 Cossack push. He is now sending 700 corn himself, which sort of signals to me a Cossack switch, which he is now in queue. And a couple more Strelets in queue, but if Mitoe gets that stable up, which he's going to from the Trevor, which comes out, it's just going to demolish basically Tabben's army. Yeah, Force Spellers in queue now, and Force Spellers is actually especially good versus Strelets because they outrange them.
Yeah, I wonder because now I feel like Tabben is gonna be Stargate 2 rest of the game because there's no way he can edge up anymore. But It's gonna be difficult. It's gonna be really difficult to beat the AoE3 army.
He does have 50 shallots, or like 40 shallots, which I guess is good. But what are they going to do? They're just sitting here. Unless he goes for like... He doesn't have it in deck. I was going to say if he went for that weird reform card that nobody ever uses, it might be quite good. But yeah, I mean, at the same time, he's going to get a couple of villagers at the top here. With a single Cossack, so he's buying time for himself at least to age. But he's just... Yeah, he does get one, but Mitoe can just right click now and he's completely fine.
Yeah, I think he just needs one Kanya shipment and then he can completely crush this army. At least boyars are now in.
And 2 blowcutters are still alive. They're just doing damage from the back. But I mean, yeah, we're just gonna get pushed in here. I mean, there's a couple of musketeers though. Now that Tabben is actually training, but musket riders and first fellows just beat this composition handily. And well, that's a lot of Cossacks, and there's not a lot of tomahawks though. Yeah, but actually, Tabben is getting a really nice fight here.
Yeah, he's doing better than I thought. I think Mitoe is lacking cav here.
He's lacking like any anti-cav really. I mean,
yeah, he's completely wrong unit composition.
He is still quite far ahead in population though, and obviously we shallots are sort of overemphasizing Tabben's population, and somehow that war priest is still alive in the back, which is just incredible. But yeah,
these Reddits are doing so much damage, and just 2 musket riders. Okay, now 5.
Yeah, there's a couple more coming in, but yeah, these shallots are just doing insane damage. Although there isn't like 6 Kanya come out now, it's just GG again though. Yeah, the little priest is finally
I feel like Mitoe is almost cleaned here. Even if he gets a pop now, I don't know if it's gonna be enough.
Yeah, I don't know how Mitoe even lost that. I mean, there's 5 musket riders, which isn't what you need. You need.
Yeah, that is a mistake. With the Kanya and those musket riders, he would clean probably, but now he's...
I mean, he does have a couple more focus spells in queue, and the musket riders actually don't do too badly against Sharons, because Sharons have pretty pathetic range, so they can't actually... I think Mitoe's fine here. I think he's going to clean up. But, again, these Sharons are so efficient.
Mitoe is fine, but still, like, compared to the position he was before, it's going terrible. Like, he almost lost his lead already.
Yeah, exactly, and these final sort of shallots are going to go down. The villagers in are actually doing damage, which is quite nice. But his lead is just lost. Mitoe doesn't have an eco advantage. I mean, it's equal now. Both have a trading post. There is a forest spawner down here for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, I mean, Mitoe going for sort of a wrong composition. He needed cavalry there, and he's neglecting cavalry again. I mean, Strelec Cossack I think actually just beats musket riders, and yeah, if he doesn't have enough musket riders, he definitely beats it.
I mean, Mitoe probably has still like lead, like a massive lead, but still compared to the situation it was before, I think now Tabben has a little bit hope. Just
yeah, exactly.
The problem is that his hunts are really exposed here.
Yeah, and although he does have quite a nice mass of his own, but especially those Cossacks only representing 1 pop each. But yeah, he's going to lose a number of villagers here. He's going to be behind in eco population, and Mitoe finally mixing in cavalry now. 5 cuirassiers, which is big, but
that's gonna end the game. If Mitoe's gonna go in right now, it's game over.
Yeah, he's even losing more villagers here. I mean, Tabben is still stuck in age 2. He is massing the right unit, which is Cossacks, because there isn't a lot of anti-cav here. But now Mitoe can basically sit back, and it's just a waiting game for him to get sort of a bigger mass and get some Kanya out and just demolish. Probably 6 Kanya going to come in as a shipment after this. Elite Kanya more than likely coming in, yeah. Elite Kanya coming in. And this mass just demolishes, doesn't it? I mean, he could probably go just pure Kanya here and be completely fine, right?
Yeah, now the game is completely on Mitoe's hands again. For a moment it looked scary when the 40-50 Strelets were just pushing and cleaning Mitoe's army. but now this cav mass is probably gonna do so well.
Yeah, exactly. And Mitoe now even using the first spell just to poke there and get the musketeers off. But yeah, as you said, although I don't know why Mitoe's not going in now.
I don't know. He just wants to show his pull trick skills, I guess.
Yeah, he hasn't got. I mean, if Tabben masses a number of musketeers here, he actually might be fine. Yeah, this is a bit laggy, but
Yes.
I mean, there wasn't a fight going on, so it's not too bad. But
Yes.
the Explorer running is the funniest animation.
I wonder if the nice is for the it's for the lag. I wasn't sure if it's talking about the pull tricking or the lag.
Yeah, I think we're likely to
I
wait.
wonder if it could be me. I don't. Maybe I should go out.
I actually doubt it's me, but
It could be me as well.
yeah, I mean, it's just the UI is just so dreadful. It just well, it's a good UI, but it makes the game lag a lot more.
I'm not sure how to check my in-game FPS.
You need what's it called? You need the oh, I've completely on the EP launcher you can set it so it shows your FPS, but
I mean, if it's connection lag, it's probably me because I get those lag spikes sometimes, and sometimes it's really smooth. Maybe
yeah,
we should.
I mean, maybe we should just try.
Maybe let's try once more, and if it lags, I'm gonna go out.
Yeah, we'll do that, and then I'll just lower the settings afterwards. I mean, my game doesn't lag normally, so I don't really know what we're talking about. But yeah,
Are you ready? Yes.
we'll just have to wait and see. I mean, there's a big freeze, but it happens after pauses anyway. But,
Yeah, though it still seems a bit laggy. Okay, I think I'm gonna go out and let's see if it helps.
Sure. There's gonna be a lag spike when you leave, obviously.
Oh, I think I should have paused.
Yeah, you should have paused because that always happens. But
Sorry.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, Tabben just resigned.
Really?
Yeah.
Why he doesn't want to try it without me to see if it's me lagging?
Well, I think he thinks that because it lags when you leave the game, he thought the lag was just unplayable. I will actually lower my settings.
I think I'm gonna go anyway. I got some stuff to do, and
Sure.
I feel like it might be my lag as well. So I think I will leave you solo from here.
Okay, sure, that's fine. I might have to restart the stream anyway, so.
Alright.
But thanks for
See you.
Yeah, see you.
And thanks for
Bye.
casting.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we went to Russia, so Tabben is now picking the same civ he just played, which he can do. He can pick Russia however many times he wants until he wins with it. But just have to wait and see. I don't know what the game's gonna look like. Probably terrible, because the game when you lower the settings looks dreadful. That's not too bad. but just have to wait and see what start it is. To start on this doesn't matter for China, obviously. You can get an extra food crate, but that's about it. If Russia gets the wood start, they definitely do not like that, but they got a coin start, which is still pretty crap. But this map in particular is all about who gets the yaks, and China has the advantage here because they have a disciple and a monk, which can both pick them up. There you go. Yeah, there's the llamas. They're going to get picked up from both players. Yep, there's one. Two stray sheep. And a native scout actually is really strong. It would have been stronger for China to get it because they can pick up a bit quicker than the Russian player. I assume he's going to go for it. There's no reason why he wouldn't. Yeah, he's going to pick it up now. The wolf's just going to go down. There you go. And there's the scout. And the scout obviously could pick up some of the llamas. Mitoe actually missed one of the llamas, which on his own side, which isn't what you want. But he does pick up 5 of them already. And if you can keep them next to him, if that scout can go pick them up, though, I mean, obviously Mitoe is going to end up losing more. But Mitoe does actually realise that the native scout has been found. But this map in particular doesn't actually have many interesting treasures. It has the Inca, which is sometimes spawned and is just broken. It doesn't actually seem to have spawned this time, so that's quite good. I mean, both players aren't going to be annoyed by that. They'll be quite happy. 2 stray sheep, obviously a good treasure for China, pretty crap for Russia. They're not going to be using it. And that last llama is probably going to be picked up relatively soon. If we have a look at both players' decks, neither's picked, I don't think. No, but we're going to see Northern Refugees and the, what's the card called? Distributivism for Russia, which is sort of what you expect. I mean, you could probably go for the weird card China has, which gives you export and whatever in Asia 1, but I highly doubt that's going to be sent. 90 food across the river, which is nice for both players. Again, that sheep treasure is quite nice, especially because the 2 villagers can go up and fatten them. But he does have a number of llamas, which is quite nice as well. The 2 disciples as well versus this scout's going to go down. So that treasure is not going to be too useful for Mitoe, for Tabben even. But yeah, his explorer as well isn't going to be too good. He's going to go down. That scout doesn't really want to come into the fight because obviously the disciple can come back and sort of do damage whenever he wants. There you go. There's the Tabben's explorer's just going to get fucking bashed. Especially with the disciple from Mitoe just getting punched on the scout. There you go. There's the critical. And explorer's probably going to go down actually, which is pretty decent. Because, oh, thank you, Iowa Spanky, for donating a sub to Lecastete, who cast earlier. Cast my game, which sort of sucked. But, yeah, there you go. He's going to... Explorer's definitely going to go down. I mean, there's not many useful treasures here. There is the food treasures, as I said. There's a cow there, which is quite nice for China. And there's 70 food as well, which... Oh, did Tabben's Explorer actually get away? I think it did. So yeah, it's going to get taken down. But, yeah, at the same time, this is a bit of a treasure contention here. If Tabben has the... Tabben has the advantage here because he's going to age up in a second as well, and he can sort of crack shot that wolf whenever he tries. So he's going to try for the sort of fake for crack shot. He's now going to do it. I think Mitoe actually did get it, so that's nice for Mitoe. Yeah, there you go. And I don't know if that explorer's going to go down actually. If he just stopped for no reason there, he probably just spelled the end of him. Especially with that critical coming in, he's going to die just before he gets the extra HP, which is a nice sort of XP boost to China. The blockhouse is going to go down sort of forward, which is nice. But again, I mean, Mitoe has so many resources in base, nicely herded. Those guancanos, which I have no clue what they are. Apparently they're medium herbivore, which you can harvest for food. But yeah, these llamas are going to pay dividends. I mean, it doesn't actually show us how much they fatten, but they normally fatten around the 6-minute mark. I think it's slightly slower on EP. On AoE, it's a lot quicker because it's only 50% instead of 25% on age 1 of a gather rate. But yeah, I mean, this Wander's going to go up for China. He's not doing his slow one. He's going to go for a normal one. And he's also going to pick up those crates of food, which is 400, which is nice. And he's probably just going to send 700... 2 block hosters going down for Tabben. So this is a bit more defensive. But, I mean, it just secures this area. 5 Cossacks do come out as well. If we have a look at both players' decks, we have to look at Mitoe's now. Mitoe has Scourge, which is not a card you see every day, actually. Yeah, it's a bit crap as a card. But these Cossacks are going to come in, and they're going to be just wreaking havoc. But there's the nicely timed sentry pop there from China, and with the Explorer behind, sort of doing chip damage, those Cossacks have to sort of run away. I mean, these sentries are going to lose HP, and that's 160 resources that Tabben doesn't have. No, Mitoe doesn't have. But Chukanus do come out at a nice time as well, and they're going to take care of these musketeers if we can get any shots off them. Oh, they're actually in a corner as well. I mean, the Cossacks are going to come down, obviously, but nicely done from Mitoe building a war academy. And those pikes are just going to save those Chukanus. Yeah, these 5 Cossacks are going to go down, so this is really nice from Mitoe, really. I mean, it did force an 8 Chukanus pop from Mitoe, but he did have the 2 villagers. He actually has one in queue. I think he's got 9 pikes in queue. But yeah, that card, Mongolian Scourge, if you didn't know what it does, it basically adds one extra damage for Kashyyyks, I believe. Yeah, so they do extra damage. Step Riders do a lot more siege, so they do 42 instead of like 35. 48 even, I think. And Iron Flails do more damage to infantry, so they do more damage to sort of strutlets and whatever. But it's not the greatest card, and Tabben's deck is normal, except from something you probably wouldn't expect, Spice Trade. But at the same time, China's sort of fine. What's going on here? Yeah, Mitoe even training 5 disciples, which are basically sort of like cavalry. But that's a lot of strutlets, and Mitoe sort of massing in age 2 here, which I kind of like, actually. I mean, he has quite a nice mass. Chukanus actually just demolish strutlets, somewhat I recall, because obviously they have slightly more range. And Chukanus are cheap units, but they do 15 damage versus the 15 damage against the strutlets of Russia instead of the 8. But he's just going to walk in here. I mean, there's a lot of pikes there defending against the 4 or 5 Cossacks. Probably 4 Cossacks. But the Step Rider is actually going to get on top of it. Not going to be doing too much damage. Obviously, they ran off now. And there's 7 Step Riders even from China, so he's going to be pushing forward here almost definitely. And Tabben doesn't really have much anti-cavalry. I mean, obviously the Cossacks are really good versus the Step Riders. The Step Riders being very weak. But a 7 is a really strong shipment. You need something like 4 Cossacks here, or just a number of musketeers. He's only got 5 now, which doesn't really help. Although the 2 blockhouses here just they damage like a lot. Although with 5 disciples as well, I mean, he is going to get pushed off here, but the Chukanus are doing nice damage from afar. And the Step Riders, but this is just nice positioning from Tabben. And that Silver Mine playing into Tabben's sort of mind. But maybe those Step Riders need to go sort of herd or something, or maybe just try and hunt down some villagers. But actually, China's ahead of me in military population. Tabben now sending 700 wood, and some musketeers are coming out. Yeah, I mean, look how many pikemen and sentries there are, and Chukanus. So Tabben in quite a nice spot. I mean, China is massing, but later this goes into Fortress. China's just not going to be as good as Russia in the slightest, especially as Russia now gets out these musketeers, and it's sort of scary for China. China can't mass enter the Chukanus, which he really wants to do. He doesn't need this many Krang pikemen. But they are efficient, as I said. But I think Mito's now sort of aging. He's now probably sent 700 coin, which is on the way. And he's even got the Step Rider and the Chikunu army in QV. I have no clue what it's called. I think it's Standard Army. But yeah, Tabben's just now going to be massing more and more Strelets, and Strelets themselves against the cavalry of China in Age 2 actually don't even do that badly. But as I said, maybe is he aging or is he not aging? If 700 coin comes out now, he's definitely aging. He's going to go with Skirm Wonder, more than likely. Yeah, I don't know who's really winning here, if I'm honest. Yeah, 700 coin, and there's a couple more Step Riders. So if we just look at military units, there is a stable up for Tabben now, and obviously Tabben's Age 2 is stronger because he is Russia. But if China can get up to the next age here and get some of those strong shipments out, it'd be quite strong. But he doesn't actually have any shipments already, and if he ages with, what's he aging with? That's for Tower. Which might be a mistake. I mean, he's going to lose the momentum that he does have here. I mean, he does have the... Maybe it is me lagging. I mean, I'm only on 58. I don't know. I'm going to have to consult my my computer in a minute. But I wonder it's going to go up really quickly as well, actually. Some point, I think it was actually me, if I'm honest. So I don't. I think you're saying you're lagging when you're not. But I mean, Mitoe's gonna age here. He's gonna age with the tower, so he's gonna have basically an extra 8 bills if it's on wood. But at the same time, he's just walling us off, and he's gonna get another herd in, and Russia is probably gonna get something like the Boyar's card in. Obviously, he's got a lot of Shelets and a lot of Cossacks, and he's just going to push in. But without war, I don't know what damage you can really do, actually. Especially with all these pipes. And he's going to get the upgrades on his units as well, and they're going to be even better. Yeah, there's the Fortress Age coming in from Mitoe. Boyar's now coming in, and that's going to be the push. I mean, there's a lot of units here, just an incredible amount of units. And yeah, this is going to be a push here from both players. Yeah, Mitoe doesn't have the transfer on deck, which would have been nice. But again, I mean, Russia's not really doing much here. The Chukanus are strong. I mean, he should probably get those Chukanu upgrades in. 22 it's worthwhile doing. And it's quite cheap. I think it's 100 wood and 100 coin. It's half price for China, basically. Yeah, there you go. And there's going to be a number of Iron Flails coming out now. Does he have Iron Flails in deck? No. He does have Mitoe hammers in deck now. And he also has the Sagia herd card, which sort of secures him an extra sort of hunt or two. And the llamas, as I said earlier, are just securing him more and more food he needs. And now he's going to push out. The mass is about equal, and China's units are just stronger at this point. I mean, just look at the mass of Russia. $600 coin for Tabben, so maybe he's aging himself. He doesn't seem to be producing any more units. He's on 103 population. It's the time to do so. But if Mitoe can sense this, he's definitely going to be pushing out here, especially when he gets a shipment. And he's just going to be massing cav now, isn't he? Really, yeah. And yeah, he's even got 2 barracks. Is sort of working out. I believe he's got 2 barracks. Maybe only one. He's just going to push forward here. These Crank Pikemen need to be upgraded as well, I think. But these Chukanu now are no joke, 120 HP and 18 damage. Remember, they shoot 3 times. Actually, I've never seen the stat riders in fact. Pretty cool, aren't they? But there you go. There's the Cossacks. Cossack going to go down, and Tabben's just stuck in base. I mean, this is sort of the opposite to what you'd expect. There you go. There's a couple of units going down. Actually, I mean, look how many step riders there are here. This is insane. 15 step riders, that's not really what you like to see. I mean, these two blockhouses are definitely going to go down. I mean, Tabben needs to wait. Although he might pressure him off here. He is going to get a veteran Cossack in. And there's not a huge amount of Quang Pikemen. There are 4 Riotcoke Musketeers and a couple of sentries in there. But he just has more Cossacks. 23 Cossacks is quite impressive. There's a big lag spike. But, I mean, China just has map now at the moment. These two blockhouses are going to go down. The Strelets don't quite have veterancy in. That's probably what he wants next, the Musketeers to have veterancy in, so they're actually Musketeers instead of like just crap Musketeers. But I mean, China's ahead on eco. China in Fortress is just insane. And although he doesn't have the normal units you'd expect for China, he has Chukunu and Pikes, but just this cavalry mass is going to get more and more and more, and there's not really much can face it here. It is a lot of Musketeers, a lot of Cossacks. These Cossacks being basically, they're basically hussars at this point, the boyars and doing veterancy on them. But he's going to push forward here. This is going to be a fight. Obviously, the Step Riders aren't the best units for China, but they do actually, as it stands now, I mean, 30 damage, resist from range, and 200 HP is nothing really to snuff at this point. I mean, they are pretty shit in Age 2, but when they get veterancy, they're decent. And Russia's definitely going to be popped here. He's just, I mean, I think Russia loses the race trade if he goes for it. But he needs to take the fight here. And he does have veterancy, and he is going to get a couple of cav vouchers. But Russia's just going to lose his infrastructure, and he can't really repay it now. He's got a smaller eco. Minutemen do come out, which are really strong against the Steppes, actually. Steppes do have the siege infantry tag, siege unit tag. But this is going to be the fight here, and Mitoe doesn't want to take this, I don't think. Ooh, maybe he does. I don't know what he wants to do here. Oh my god, what is happening? Oh, it's a slideshow. Oh my god. Yeah, maybe I can't stream. But I don't know who's winning here, if I'm honest. Oh my god, what the hell is happening? 8 FPS? What is happening to my computer? I'm just confused and perplexed. I don't even know who's winning here. I probably Mitoe. Territorial Army combat coming in as well, which is not really affecting anything for Mitoe, but I think Mitoe just cleans her. I mean, that fight, nobody can really micro, and that's basically my fault. And two Falconets even coming in now, but Redcoats, yeah, Mitoe just cleaned us out. And I may have had some influence on the game. I'm sorry to both players for that, but I'm gonna have to fix my computer. Yeah, I mean, Mitoe does won that. He's just gonna win now. He's just gonna push forward. I'll have to tell both players that I have to fix this, because obviously this is unplayable. And 11 Chang down now even coming out. So and those two Falconets aren't really that scary, because there's not much to block them. Obviously, veteran cavalry archers are decent at blocking, but if you can get a couple of meteor hammers on those Falconets, they don't really pose any threat. But yeah, I mean, Tabben's lost this, hasn't he? I mean, he has nowhere to gather after this. So yeah, we're gonna have Lecastete joining us, which is nice. Obviously, he was streaming earlier, so I don't think he'll add to the problem. Yeah, be a bit more interesting than me just casting my own, because Lecastete is a lot better than me. He's a colonel, and I'm pretty shit. But Russia, Germany, we were going into, and Mitoe sort of precluded to this. That Tabben was just going to play Russia into whatever Mitoe had. Obviously, Russia being quite a strong civ in this game as a whole, and Mitoe actually not liking the Russian civ, generally speaking. So actually, that seems to be a bit of a precursor to being an American, really. I mean, most soldier actually not liking the Russian civ. So maybe if you're an American, you have to dislike playing against Russia. I don't know, but yeah, we're just gonna. Hello.
Hey mate.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, my computer apparently just shit itself, which is nice, but hopefully it's fine.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Did you see how laggy it was the last game? Like.
Yeah. Hey.
Pretty unplayable.
And China won.
I think China would have won anyway, because they just
I think
had
so.
bigger
Better units, but
yeah. But maybe Tabben could have microed out there. I don't know, because obviously you can't micro very well in that lag. But Germany Russia. What do you think about this matchup?
What's the map? Bonnie Springs. I'd rather it be Russia on this map, just because German TP is not safe, and you only have one coin mining base, which is a good, a good way to just play H2 and realize you're out of coin and come age, or just a job but have no map. And I mean, obviously it's a matchup Germany likes, but I'd still rather be Russia here.
Yeah, especially seeing as the TPs on this map, especially quite far from your base, aren't they? I mean, Russia obviously is the one who plays more aggressive in this matchup in particular, and basically every matchup really. But it was a coin stand as well, so the German player is going to go for a market, and he's not going to go for a TP. And as you said, the coin base is pretty limited. I mean, the next coin mine for Mitoe is just over to the left here, which. Once he runs out of that copper mine in base, it's going to be pretty terrible actually, because it's just so far away.
By the way, Mitoe is missing a mine.
Is he missing a mine? Whereabouts?
So you've got second Tabben, third, but then you got second Mitoe, and you have no third on the right.
Tell Mitoe then, shall we?
Yeah.
And we'll see what Mitoe wants to do about it. I assume he's going to want to restart. I mean, missing a mine as Germany is pretty big. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
He's restarting.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I
Actually,
mean,
it could be game losing at some point, so.
yeah, you definitely can't play that as the German player, really. I mean, but we're back out and we're just relaunch again. I mean, there's not really much to say about that. Maybe Mitoe would get the better start, which is probably would in that matchup. Coin for Germany isn't the best, but again,
that's also something, yeah.
Yeah, he also could probably get the food start, which is better for the Russian player. But I mean, we're just waiting on Tabben now getting in. Tabben apparently just restarted his computer, unless he's just.
Oh yeah.
No, he did just.
Got some bug.
Yeah, which it's fine. You can just restart. I mean, he's gonna join back as Russia. There you go.
Lovely.
Tabben's just gonna be AFK, which is completely fine. But yeah, as you said, maybe this map's slightly better for Russia, as you said. Coin mine's being quite far away, even without missing a coin mine. Tabben's mines were sort of a lot further than you'd expect from his base.
Yeah, true.
And yeah, the middle of the map is sort of barren. You don't want to go there. There's not really much there to do. And because of that, Russia tends to sort of confine Germany completely, which they don't normally get to do on most maps, because Germany obviously has stronger cavalry. Well, not strong cavalry, because Uhlans are pretty crap, but they have a lot of cavalry, which is strong against Russia. And if Germany can get to A3,
Yeah.
war wagons just dominate.
Yeah, true. And usually, yeah, as you said, Uhlans are quite bad, but the numbers makes up for
Yeah, exactly.
it. I mean, it's not a bad cav. It's just in most situation you want a tanky cav like Hussars, and Uhlans can't do that. But it's in small fights. I like to have Uhlans.
Yeah.
If you can micro them, it's pretty good cav because they DPS a lot.
Yeah, and especially when you get into veteran, they just and something like Cav combat in, they just do like 50 damage a swing, which is just insane, especially against the musketeers of Russia, which are just useless as against cavalry, really. But
Yeah.
Tabben wants to play in red, so I'm going to switch my colour. There you go. It should ready up. And yeah, I mean, we basically said what there was to say about the match. And for Mito's sake, he wants a wood start. For Tabben's sake, he wants a food start. Maybe coin start being the sort of safest and fairest of both players. But yeah.
Yeah.
Is
And
Germany
now we
missing a
get
mine?
start.
They're not missing a mine, are they?
So he gets his second mine relatively close to his base, which is kind of
Yeah, that one. It's just
Yeah.
I think the third mines from both players are just miles away. This one especially is Mito's third mine.
it's Tabben's, but yeah.
Oh,
and
no, it's
then-
Opposite way
but this
around.
one, so they kind of have 3 mines, even though
I mean, they're both equally just as far away, so I think that's sort of fair. And Mito actually did get a wood start, so I highly doubt he'd restart, but either player would want to restart. Maybe Tabben would do, but yeah, I mean, Tabben's now just going to be getting probably 14 villager rage up. That tends to be what you do against Germany in this matchup. And yeah, there's the trading post going up. And as for treasures, there's quite a lot of treasures on this map, quite nice ones. Especially in the middle, there's a 55 coin, which you just crack shot this guy and you get it instantly.
quite concerned about Hans a bit, just because this is actually dead.
Yeah, Mito might have a slightly worse hunt. I mean, I think that might be 2 hunts. Or was it just really big, this one here?
That might be 2 Hans actually.
It's definitely
Or a
more
really
than
big
one. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's up to you. You're the better player. You make the call.
It's hard to say, to be fair. Let's say that with these bison hunts, he's got food for a while.
And
So does Tabben.
again, I mean, it's a wood start. Is Mito going to restart at the end of the day? I highly doubt it. But
Well, Mito's third hunt is slightly further away.
I
but
think that's fine.
At the same time, Tabben's gold mines are further away too, so I think it's kind of fair.
Yeah, I think it's sort of equal. Obviously, that hunt for Tabben is this one over here is ages away, but that's not his third hunt. That's his fourth one.
Yeah,
And it's sort of the same.
I think it's 2 hunts, 2 bisons for Mito.
Yeah, they're just sort of. I mean, even if it's one, it's loads.
Should
So-
be 1, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Mito's probably happy enough just getting a wood start, and he's also going to pick up 75 food, which is nice. And at the same time as Tabben really picked up anything, he picked up 30 food and 60 food, and 60 wood and base, which is obviously quite nice. But I mean, I think Tabben's going to go for a TP here actually. Yeah, he's just dropping for a TP, so he's going to plonk one down.
Oh, did you get a wood treasure or something?
Yeah,
No.
obviously it was
Oh, 60 wood,
60
yeah.
wood, yeah. So it's obviously
Yeah.
quite good just to build a TP now. That's gonna go down.
Although it's gonna be quite slow because of that.
Yeah, he'd probably go for 17 vils. I don't know what you normally go. Is it 14 against Germany normally, right?
Yeah. I try to be fast.
Yeah, no, I mean at the same time, Germany's going to be really fast here. Yeah, especially with Coyote
He's gonna
going.
age decently 75 food, and he's gonna get another 70 food.
Yeah, so that's basically the same as going to get 300 food and 200 wood start for Germany. Also, it is
So,
two hunts.
sorry, just cutting you. As we were saying, it's actually 2 hunts.
Yeah, because one of them didn't move.
Yeah, so that's totally fine.
2 settler wagons coming in as well, which is to be expected. I mean, you wouldn't ship anything else as Germany. I mean, there's not really much point of doing so.
Yeah.
300 wood.
Would you mind just fixing the score?
Yes, I just did so because I just saw Gaia saying it in
Yeah.
the chat. Someone just subscribed. Oh no, someone just. I can't read that. That Fonica just donated $5 saying more Somali casting in the future, please. I think somebody's going to be casting some more. I enjoyed casting in a couple of games I did with some people. I actually ended up watching my game back and.
Oh right, we had a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean it's not a very impressive game to watch, but
that was fine.
yeah, I got a bit tilted at the end. I didn't really want to play, but yeah, I mean both players are just doing normal stuff now. Mitoe might go for a second TP, but 300 wood from Tabben's interesting. Obviously, you send that as instead of the trickle, and the trickle in the long run definitely pays off in comparison. But I mean Tabben can go for. I don't know what he's going to go for 300 wood. Maybe he's going to go for another trading post and get the trading post line. But I don't know why you'd do that. This is Germany. It doesn't seem like the smartest idea.
It's interesting. I think he's going to go for house no matter what with 3 gills.
Yeah, so where's he going to come forward? Well, he's collecting a lot of wood.
Has to be careful that because as Russia, you really want to scout your opponent first building because you adapt your first batch of units.
Yeah.
Following that, so if you lose your hero, it's
maybe
quite bad.
Maybe Mitoe should have put a couple of villagers in there. But he's doing the normal German thing now. He's going to collect enough for hunting dogs, and by the looks of it, he's also going to collect enough for steel traps straight away as well. So that's really nice for Mitoe. He might just plonk down a stable first, actually.
So what do you think of these blockhouse placements?
It's quite far away, isn't it? Actually, no, it's quite close. I mean, it sort of denies a second mine, so Mitoe does have to push it. But he knows that mine is on the left anyway because of a coin mine, because of a trading post. Yeah. So, honestly, I don't think it's really that good. Mitoe's done really well with herd. Pardon? Oh yeah, another one up there.
I would have dropped it here because you deny 2 coin mines and
a hunt.
Potentially the TP at some point.
Yeah, exactly. Bit of back herding from Mitoe, which is it's not good. But again, I mean, Mitoe's got basically a bison herding base. He's bison being a lot of food. I mean, if he wants to age up, he can age up quite easily. But a barracks and base for Mitoe, which I don't know what you normally do as Germany actually versus Russia. I think you normally go for a stable, don't you?
Stable with punning is fine, but you can also start crossbows or pikes.
And he's going to start pikes, but obviously pikes versus musketeers aren't the greatest hit. But more than likely he's got pikes in queue. Maybe he shipped crossbow, I don't know. He did get...
I don't think so. So the point of starting racks and pikes is to just defend raids from Cossacks and TC fire the musketeers.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
And then you had crossbows, so reinforcement, Russian reinforcements are not scary.
Yeah, because obviously you don't really expect Russia to actually have any more Cossacks in except from the 5 and the 4. So you don't need too many pikes, and then you can just mass a decent amount of crossbows. Even 3 crossbows here defend quite nicely against what Russia's got. And he's now going for 700 wood, which is to be expected.
So that's an interesting build from Tabben. Going 300 wood and 5 Cossacks, 4 Cossacks. He's gonna get popped soon, probably. Or he's chopping wood to make up for it, but he's got 10 musketeers and 9 Cossacks. So you can definitely apply some pressure now.
Yeah, but there's another batch of crossbow coming out, and obviously Ulans are pretty decent against Cossacks. And Mitoe doesn't quite have enough for Minutemen, but if he can get men out here, he defends really easily. But I don't think he even needs to do that. I was Spanky actually donated another sub. I know she donated to you or sent you a sub earlier.
Yeah, thank you very much. I was thank you.
Oh, he's gonna lose a villager, stupidly. But
she's donating a sub to Galja.
yeah. So she's donated nearly 20 now, 17. She's done quite a lot. But I mean, this pressure from Russia hasn't really done very much, and Mitoe's now even getting a stable up, and he can just send probably 700 coin now in age quite easily. He does have still chaps in his villages, and obviously he's ahead in eco. And
so that's the awkward part of the matchup, is to find a window to age.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, 8 crossbow coming in now, so maybe he's just going to push. But he doesn't have a huge amount of anti-cav. I was saying that another batch of 5
I like
pikes
it, to be fair.
And
just because he knows that Tabben win 5 Cossacks, 4 Cossacks, so he didn't send wood, which means he's probably still on 1 blockhouse so far.
Yeah, exactly.
Heading a stable, but not a second blockhouse just yet. And yeah, I mean, it's gonna rely on players' micro.
Yeah, exactly. And there's another. The pike's getting onto the Cossacks. The pike's in a really nice position here, and the Ulan's actually.
He's Mitoe clicked the pikes on the wall, so he's sieging at the moment instead of just cleaning.
Although these, how many Cossacks are even left here? Yeah, only 1 Cossack left. There's obviously none in queue.
That's very good for Germany. Broadcast is gonna go down, and you're gonna get a maximum of 5 Cossacks reinforcing batch. So
I mean, Russia does get a batch of strats out just in the nick of time, but I mean, this is really nice for Germany. Germany having a bigger mass than Russia is not like you normally see. And if he spots that stable in the market in...
yeah, I think he didn't see it, so he's going to click the TP.
Yeah, 13 strats now coming out, but it comes out in the wrong place. It comes out on the completely wrong place.
Mitoe has to be careful. It seems that he's going to age behind that, but he's pushing at the same time, so his nice of strats with 5 or 10 Cossacks could be quite scary.
Oh, I clicked on the... Actually, Mitoe does actually have 5 Uland in deck, which... Honestly, in this matchup, I think it's quite good. I mean, he does send 700 coins instead. He has Ulands in queue, because he's only got 2 at the moment. But Russia really can't push into this in case there's just a big Ulan mass. And Cossacks haven't got Boyars and nor do strengths. So Mitoe can just send in base now. He has the resources he needs to age. And 700 coin. And what does he do? What does Tabben do against those big sort of 9 Ulan 3 war wagon shit sort of thing Russia can do? But Germany can do.
So at this point, I think it's quite tough for Russia. It will probably have a chance to push when Mitoe reaches H3. But Mitoe's got a shipment ready, and he's still got 1k coin on his gold mine and a few safe hunts. So he's going to be fine for the time being. I guess as Russia, you just ship crates now and try to mass as many units as possible and do whatever you can versus German H3 army.
Yeah, and I was saying that even like normally Russia, when you age as Germany, Russia has a bit of a timing where they can push in before your first shipment comes in and sort of. Did Tabben just resign instantaneously? What?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think.
Yeah, perhaps.
Tabben's sort of realising the writing on the wall. He hasn't got a blockhouse up. He can't really get.
Yeah, I feel bad for Tabben because obviously this would start his game changing.
It's just, I mean, you have to restart though that coin mine. I mean,
Yeah,
if I was solo
obviously.
casting, I wouldn't have actually seen it. So it's quite good you were here, for Mitoe's sake. But Tabben obviously probably a bit pissed off about that. I mean, I would be. It sort of changes the dynamic of
I
the
can
matchup so
understand his
much.
frustration. Although going 300 wood into 5 Cossacks, 4 Cossacks is probably not a...
Yeah, and even
Right, I will be older.
aging at 17 and going with 500 wood instead of 400 wood. Bit of an interesting build, but there was no early pressure there. He really didn't do anything. I mean, Germany has a bigger mass than him and better units at the end of the day. we just look at posts,
Yeah,
you
well,
could-
it's crossbow pike, but yeah, I get what you mean. Germany have um, scary quick timing with a lot of units, but then if Russia can hold that, it's pretty good for Russia.
yeah, exactly. And we're gonna get straight into the next game on Manchak, which is a map you don't really see very often, actually. I'm not entirely sure it's too popular for various.
Jack.
Yeah, it's a bit like Bayou, isn't it, with a trading post to it. But it's good for something like Japan, which Mitoe does like play. It's good for Russia as well because the map is quite small.
It's actually a really good map for China.
Is it good for China?
I think so, just because your TP is quite safe. You have 2 gold mining base, and obviously your starting hunts, and then your second and third hunts are herdable under TC, and then you literally have to go min map together. So you actually have a lot of safe resources in base, and you have swamps and things like that. So it forces you to build your base smartly to deny aggressions and stuff. I quite like it for China.
And obviously, one side which is quite strong on this map, if I recall, is India, as you can just sort of take that middle island with Agrafort, just plonk it there. But Tabben can't play India. Tabben also can't play can't play China. Mitoe gonna go Dutch, which Dutch.
It's a solid pickup on this map.
Yeah. Especially seeing, as you said, there's 2 coin mines in base, and you have a couple of turkey hunts in base as well. But I mean, Tabben's going to go Germany, which at least on RE is a strong counterpick to the Dutch civilization. But I'm not entirely sure.
On AP is still the same.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, it's a bit better for Dutch, obviously, but you still have a problem being right click by Udon skirms early H3.
Yeah, because obviously, I think a mistake a lot of Dutch players play in this matchup, at least, is that you go sort of too heavy eco in H2. Like you can go 5 banks on EP instead of 4 banks, but you don't want to do that because then you just get crushed by Germany H3. But we'll just have to wait and see. I mean, it's a good map for Germany as well because there's a lot of mines, especially in the swamp. There's a lot of mines.
Yeah, definitely. Decent Germany map. Although on this matchup you can't on this map you can't stagecoach, or you can, but it's quite a bad one.
Yeah, you can only ever take two TP lines, unless you destroy their town centre, which is basically the end of the game anyway most of the time. But I'm just looking at some guy's comment in the Twitch chat. Does anyone use hair removing cream? Like, why are you asking that in bloody AoE Twitch chat? But
hair removing cream. What the hell is that?
It's you put it on like it's what women use basically. It's like Veet. You put it on like your arm and it takes the hair off your arm, but it stinks.
All right, it's like shaving cream or something.
No, because you just put it on there and then you put some other cream on there and then it comes off, but you don't have to shave. But it's like just what women use. I have no clue why he's asking that. I mean, that's just like I don't know what he's doing, but
that gives you cancer, saying Daniel. I wouldn't be surprised.
Actually, this map has some quite large treasures. Actually, doesn't it? It has 2 dogs, doesn't it? For like 2 alligators, usually. Which is pretty insane, especially for the Dutch civ.
You have a few native treasures.
Yeah, I assume it's like tomahawks or something. It's what is the? Oh, it's Seminoles on this map, so someone could go on Japan. Japan being very strong, but Mitoe are going to be greening in. This is I think the matchup also matters a lot on the crate start, doesn't it? I mean, if you get coin start as Dutch, it's a lot better than the wood start being insane for Germany.
Obviously. Well, you could TP as Dutch too.
Yeah, but you don't normally see that. You normally just see Dutch going up quicker because obviously they're coin villagers, and you don't need. It's like India. You don't need the food.
Poor Tabben is getting a coin start now.
Yeah, I can't see Tabben being too happy, but especially seeing as did you see him just leave a game because it was lagging too much? Like they didn't even fight, But
So I was watching the game and then went to the toilet, and then when I came back, the game was over, and I was what the fuck?
yeah, he basically the game lagged a bit too much, and then Tabben actually could have
Mhm.
just fought it, but I don't even know who was ahead at that point. But looks like Tabben actually isn't even going to go for a market start, because it's 200 food as well, which is, I mean, this is basically the worst start you can get as Germany, I believe. Even
Back
because
hurting. Exactly.
yeah, thankfully there's that elk curd we can bring back in, which is quite nice. Dutch even having 20 wood on base, which is nice. If we look at the other treasures, there's this useless one down here. There's that Tomahawk treasure, which is closer to Mitoe's base, which is nice.
Mm-hmm.
60 food in the centre of the map. The Cherokee Rifleman as well, which is nice as well. Yeah, the 75 wood is one of the...
That's basically the best treasure on the map. Or you have 2 dogs also.
Yeah, 60 wood. Yeah, the 2 dogs up here. That's the same as... I think it's the same treasure set as... Yeah, it's the same treasure set as Florida, isn't it?
His starting hand has 5 turkeys, but Mito's one got 5 too.
Yeah. Mitoe actually, like, his elk hunt is miles away and Tabben's one isn't. Oh, it's awful. Look how far away
Oh, he back hurt it again.
He did it twice.
Yeah, he back hurt it twice.
Oh, this yeah, this age one is dreadful for Tabben. But I mean, I don't have any bias in this, but I mean, Tabben's just getting really unlucky. He got the worst possible start in the Russia matchup. He got pissed off. Admittedly, my fault for lagging, but
I hope you will be able to age up in time at least. You could 16 age up since you don't go market, but
I mean, yeah, I mean, a 17 edge up isn't too bad. Sort of 18 is where you get to dreadful times as Germany. But Mitoe even finding the 75 wood treasure and the 60 wood treasure.
yeah,
He's gonna
quite
pick that up.
unlucky for Tabben, but it's part of the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Scouting is a skill. Ask I am Turk.
I think Turk's just like the luckiest person alive. So, but is he gonna get? No, he's gonna get a 17 village up. I mean, he's even dangerously close to even getting an 18 village up when it pops. As normally when you're sort of 650 food, you wanna knock you another villager. But yeah, he's gonna get 17 at least. But obviously Mitoe's up a bit quicker. If we look at the decks, Mitoe's deck is pretty standard. Yeah, I mean 1,000 food, and I think is too normal for Dutch maybe in H3, but I don't play too much Dutch, so I can't really say.
Well, it could get useful at some point, especially if you're turtling really hard. So
Yeah,
you don't have food when you reach H3. You could, I don't know, 1k food would last for a while, or it will also help you to do a lot of hard switch.
yeah. There's obviously the other sort of units that Dutch make. Reuters being only 30 food, and Skirmishers obviously being a more coin heavy unit. But he's now going to be building his bank, which is to be expected. So Callum just got donated by SpankU again, so everyone is donating today. Or SpankU's donating everyone a sub. And I mean, age 1 I think definitely goes to Mitoe here. I mean, Tabben probably aging a villager too much, and he's now collecting for a trading post, which he's now putting down in the middle of a map, which is still quite nice. He's going to get a market up as well himself. But as Germany, it's always pretty awful to build a market as well as a TP in transition.
Yeah. So one good thing for Mitoe is that having that much wood in H1 gives him a super smooth transition, getting his bank early, and now you're gonna see he's gonna drop his second bank really soon.
Yeah, exactly. And there's the bank going down. Obviously, bank's giving a lot of XP when you build them, 140. It's like British manor houses giving 14, so this is basically 10 manor houses and one isn't, I believe, or maybe less than that. But
I think at some point on EP, banks were cheaper and gave more XP, and Dutch was like really strong.
if you play, if you go on the TWC patch, like the one just like launch the war chiefs. Banks give 280 XP when you build them,
Wow.
which is just insane. Like Dutch are just ridiculous on that. But
It's like every time you make a bank, you get a shipment. So
Yeah.
it's pretty worth it. Oh, interesting.
Yeah, Tabben go for sort of a proxy stable, which I mean I'm not entirely sure about. I mean, obviously it stops him being scouted, but Mitoe might be thinking he's just going for a FF, and there's 3 settler wagons coming in, which is what you expect. No hunting dogs on those, but get that with.
So yeah, as a result of that, Mitoe is just making banks. Might go for an FF himself.
Yeah, he even sent 700 wood, which is obviously the greedier. And he's going to send the bank wagon, more than likely. That bank going up, so yeah. I mean, there's the bank wagon. It's not going to get... Yeah, for you.
Yeah, and there you go, 5 banks. And so actually, a lot of cav might be a problem, because you would get idle forever.
Yeah, and he's nowhere near it. Oh, is he aging now? No, he's not. He's nowhere near aging.
What's Tabben doing? He's patrolling with cav. Oh, he's chasing the hero, maybe?
Yeah, he doesn't want to get that scouted, does he?
Uh-huh.
But Mitoe's constantly going through his base and he's not seeing anything. So, as you said, he's probably just thinking he's going to go for an FF. And when he sees this sort of batch of cav, Mitoe's nowhere near aging now. He does have 700 food he can ship, which is quite nice. But and obviously Dutch as a civ, it's obviously still bad to get idle. He's going to lose a villager as well. But the banks sort of make it so it's not too bad.
Mm-hmm.
He's also going to lose this explorer.
I think you should 8 pikes here. He's got 30 pop on 30, so he might have pikes on the way.
Yeah, I think he does have pikes. Yeah, he only has 20 villager pop, so he's more than likely does have pikes on the way. Yeah, and 2 villagers in queue, so yeah, he definitely has pikes. But yeah, these villagers.
I think he's gonna get a really good pop at some point.
I mean, Tabben must be expecting 8
Like
pikes,
right now.
unless he. Oh. And to be honest, Mitoe's doing really, really well here. Oh,
There you go.
yeah, that's a nice pop. Mitoe. He's gonna get at least 2.
Decent pop.
Yeah, and those Zulans sort of have to back off now. He can probably get a couple, maybe an extra villager in if he can micro well. But the market is up for Mitoe as well, and I wouldn't be too surprised if Mitoe went for great coats as well, which just defends his villagers a bit more.
It's looking really good for Mitoe. 5 banks. He lost only 1 village. Didn't get idled that long, and he's about to age now.
Yeah, exactly. I was you had gifting another sub to Ad Noir.
Damn.
So she's nearing 20. She's only 1 away, and obviously she did pay for a TWC tournament. So thank you for that. And one previously actually. I can't forget. TLS getting a bit rowdy in the chat, saying getting annoyed that he's not getting a gifted one, but
Fucking cunt.
Mitoe gonna go for a stable and base as he's aging.
This guy.
I like TLS. He's nice. He's
She's very funny.
he's like the sort of bloke you meet down the pub in the UK.
Yeah, it's typical UK dude actually. Yeah.
This is a lot of Ulan here, but obviously the pikes. Actually, how much? Yeah, that's 17 Ulan. I mean, 8 pikes if he can just take them down.
Wow.
And that stable is so close to going up. Minutemen do
It's
come
better
out.
for Mitoe. Yeah, it's just a good trade for Mitoe, I think. Clean a lot of Ulans. He might clean up with Minutemen actually.
You know, he won't clean up with the men, but he's just buying time at the end of the day. This stable.
Denying the stable is big. Because now you can't 1k wood, you kind of have to go Riotcoke.
Yeah, and Tabben's now aging as well. I mean, he's a bit mismicroed. He's 200 gold too much, and that stable's definitely going to go down unless he just pops out some villagers, which yeah, he's not going to be able to do. Although saying that, it does sacrifice it for probably 3 Ulan, which isn't too bad. That stable being he's going to get the wood back anyway, and he's going to be able to put it up. But I mean, there's no doubt 9 Reuters is going to be in queue right now from the ship.
I'm not sure about that.
You sure?
Mitoe is on 30 pop.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, no, Riotcoke. Yeah, just playing safe.
and more likely
1k
is,
would probably would have been the best option.
yeah, because he did actually
But yeah, you don't know if Germany's going to age or if he's got more caval, maybe Dobbs on the way.
yeah, exactly. I don't know about the stable and base. So maybe a barracks would have been better, because obviously Reuters, 9 Reuters is fine just to defend, and you want to get skirmishers in against war wagons and the skirmishers from Dutch, but he might even pick up a villager here, just down the bottom here, which would be quite nice. And he's handily ahead in eco at the moment.
That would be funny.
If he puts his Reuter into...
Yeah, he's gonna put him to melee. Oh, why not?
It's just the fact that the villager could have beaten him, he was just hitting him. As Reuters do 8 damage in hand attacks, they're just dreadful. But yeah, this villager's going to get
Spears have melee resist.
Yeah, Reuters only having... Reuters are pretty pathetic in resist, but it ends up that the skirmishers just do huge overkill on them, which is quite nice. But 8 skirmishers now coming out from Tabben. And we just have to see what Mitoe's doing now. Yeah, he's going to get Reuters and queuing, he's going to get skirmishers and queue, which is to be expected.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, I think Mitoe's just in a nice position here.
Yeah.
Normally at this point you see Germany sort of ahead, because Germany obviously has a stronger sort of early fortress. Meanwhile, Mitoe as Dutch is just in it for a later game. But 5 banks is just so strong.
Yeah, so he's 10 years ahead in eco, kinda. He didn't go for 1k wood, but I think he gathered a lot and maybe market trade a bit.
Yeah, and he's also going to get double barracks down, so he's going to pump out skirmishers. And obviously, Germany gets a slightly bigger mass of skirmishers straight away because of 8 skirmishers and 3 Ulan being a better card. But Dutch just have insane skirmishers like game. I mean, infantry combat is probably one of the best shipments in the game for upgrades. And Lucas just subscribed or was gifted a sub by I Was Spankish. She's really donating a lot today.
Yeah, it's 20 subs being gifted by I Was Spankish so far.
Yeah, that's £100 or 100 whatever, or Norwegian kronas is what she's donating in. But
Crowns, yeah. I think so.
Crowns, yeah. But yeah, this mass of Mitoes, it just dominates Tabben at this point.
Yeah. Not sure what's going on.
Yeah, this is...
shipping needs to be played. I didn't see gold count, but he might go Jaegers here.
Yeah, Jaeger's obviously going to be incredibly strong versus this. There's no cavalry on the field there. Satterwagen nearly dying. He is going to lose his TP probably in the barracks. But, yeah, with Tabben's score, it's definitely Jaegers. There you go, Jaegers are coming out.
Yeah.
And this is basically, in this situation, this is basically Mitoe's army in one ship.
Well, I wouldn't go until that, but people overrate Jaegers because as Dutch you can just go full skirms versus that and cheap infantry combat and slowly pick them up.
Yeah, exactly. And he's actually losing quite a lot of skirms here. So the skirm mass for both players, if you count the Jaegers, probably for about 2 skirms, 2.5 skirms. It's roughly equal actually, so it's not too bad. And there's a lot of Reuters, 20 Reuters to 3 war wagons. And honestly, I mean, there's now going to be a Huss switch definitely for Mitoe, and yeah, I mean the Huss just dominate here. There's only 3 war wagons, as I said. Oh, level 5 do come out, which is quite nice.
Obviously.
So the Huss switch isn't going to be as good, but
yeah, just point.
They shoot.
Just go skirm you.
They can shoot through the rock. That's pretty interesting. But, yeah, just look how many skirms. I mean, it's double racks of skirms here, and Voight even going to come in and soak some damage there. Really good at just being efficient at doing that. And
very nice micro from Tabben, pulling the low HP wall wagons back.
yeah, I mean, in a way, Tabben's on a bit of a timer here, as you said. I mean, Dutch can just go full skirm here. But 7 skirmishes do come out again, so Tabben is definitely ahead.
There's only 10 Jaegers remaining now.
Yeah, and 10 Jaegers, and if we just look at the HP of those Jaegers, most of them are just sort of half HP. So, and if Mitoe can micro correctly, which is basically you just shoot at 1 Jaeger constantly, they're just going to go down. That just spells the end of the skirmisher advantage that Tabben actually has. Another stable coming up, so obviously Mitoe got 1 hussar out somehow. I don't know how he did that, but Mitoe's just pumping more and more skirmishers out, which is just really nice. And at the same time, Mitoe's not really hurting.
Pointers.
Yeah, I don't know about 7 Reuters. I would have preferred infantry combat maybe for Mitoe there. At 1 hussar not doing anything, but
Maybe he's expecting having to ship 9 Ulan.
Yeah, actually, that's pretty. Actually, yeah, that's pretty decent. I mean, he's got enough void to sort of defend from a Ulan switch, especially seeing he's making more 20s enough. Pretty decent units. Actually, they have exactly the same stats as the those Comanche arrows, which I complained about earlier. But yeah, I mean, he's just going to push forward here. Mitoe just is going to end up having the biggest gun mass, and in this sort of game, I think that's what matters. And veteran Ulan isn't even in at the moment, and 25 Voiters just defend this like insanely easily.
Yeah, unless you get goods around, because writers are quite weak.
Yeah, Voiters having basically no range resist and half the HP of a goon, basically. But if Mitoe can deny this coin mine, he's going to be in quite good stead. I mean, there's one coin mine here, only 300. This coin mine at the bottom only has 100. And Mitoe, Tabben is sort of running out of resources, and at the same time, Dutch doesn't do that. It just Dutch has banks, and he can sort of last for quite a long time.
Yeah, maybe gonna pick. Nope, not gonna pick a settler wagon, but he knows the writers are on the way. He's just not reacting yet. Yeah, this settler wagon is dead.
Yeah, and that's just going to make a bigger divot in the economic population difference. There we go, look. But if we just look at unit shipments here, 9 Ulan has been shipped, and they are veteran Ulan now. And that's a scary amount of Ulan, 20 Ulan, basically.
Army connects, especially on this kind of field, they're quite open.
Yeah.
I believe that would be really good for Germany.
Infantry combat coming in,
combat
nice.
now?
Yeah, those skirms are really strong. And, but yeah, I mean, these Ulan are going to come forward. Those Voiters aren't there to block. And obviously the skirmishers are just going to take a lot of damage from the Ulan here. They are dropping like flies at you.
Yeah.
But at the same time, the skirmishers are also dropping like flies.
You kind of need to go really on top of one army and just set move to make them do something. Because here they had the pathing with each other's and it's just really not optimal. But now Mitoe's going to clean that.
Yeah, Mitoe's just going to clean up. I think I just saw this guy's GG. Yeah, Tabben resigning. And yeah, he ran out of coin mines everywhere, and I don't think there's really a follow-up for that at all. Maybe Tabben should have gone in slightly earlier with the Ulan mass when the Voiter mass wasn't as large, but combat coming in right at the right time for Mitoe, and Mitoe going 3-2 up from sort of a 2-0 start down. So it's really quite an interesting series now. So it's actually match point now, but
yeah,
Tabben can still obviously come back.
Mitoe basically a 1 in H2.
Yeah.
With a 5 ping build order and getting away with just shipping pikes and not getting really idle. But yeah.
But obviously Mitoe uses quite a lot of civs now that he's strong with. He still can play China. I don't know what a map is, if I'm honest. But we'll have to wait and see. And obviously Tabben still does get the counter pick. But even if Tabben wins, Mitoe does actually get the last counter pick, no matter what. So Tabben really has to play quite a strong game in the next 2 games. Tabben, I assume, is now restarting for his... Yeah, Tabben's restarting for sound or whatever. We're just waiting for Mitoe to host so we can just jump in. But Tabben actually, for not playing for a long time, I mean, he played his first rated game against Kickhouse and actually won the other day. So he's back on the ladder. He's playing very well for not playing for basically 2.5 months.
Yeah.
I mean, he beat Conqueror, who 4-0 first time he came back, and Conqueror obviously, or Dictator, is an incredibly strong player. Probably in Treaty he's much better than Treaty, but in Supremacy he's not a bad player at all. And Mitoe, probably one of the strongest players in the game. He's still beating games off of him, even though he hasn't played for a couple of months. It's just impressive at the end of the day. But whoever wins the series at least, goes to play against Kaiser, who is at the moment probably one of the most consistent players, at least in my mind. Obviously, Lord Raphael being probably the player who sort of is in line with Kaiser in skill, maybe. I don't know. Maybe Turk is. Kaiser won't like me saying that, but Yeah, I mean the final. Well, no matter who ends up going into it, it's going to be very interesting.
Mhm.
And Mitoe doesn't seem to want to host, but that's fine.
That's his decision.
I mean, someone earlier just left, didn't they? Bloody Keist. Was it? No, it wasn't Keist, was it? Who was it? Who was in the game versus Migo who just left after the second game?
Yeah, you're really the same thing as me.
What is TLS saying?
I don't want to know.
Oh, I have a Discord for TLS to join.
You don't want to join their Discord. Trust me. What the fuck?
I don't understand how he can play bloody Age of Empires. It's like he's a 40-year-old who just goes down the local constantly. It's actually pretty perplexing to me, as everyone else is a bit more timid. But we hopefully Mito's actually hosting now, or we're just gonna wait. No, is the series over? Did I get it wrong?
It is best of 9 or 7.
It's a best of 7, but it's first of 4, isn't it?
Right, so it's 4-3 for Mitoe. Or 4-2 or something.
I said Mito only won 3 games though. What?
Germany.
No, he didn't win as
Euro,
China. Oh
and
no,
Dutch.
he did. Yeah, I'm
So
wrong.
that's over.
The series is over. I'm just perplexed by everything today. What is happening? So yeah, Mito won 4-2. So he's actually in the final versus he's in the final versus Kaiser, which should be relatively soon. I'm sorry about that. That's my mistake completely.
Yeah, no worries.
I mean, the stream is in like 6 parts, so yeah, I can't count apparently. So well played by both players. Tabben winning 2 games. It started 3.5 hours ago now. No, 2.5 hours ago now. So it's a decently long series. But congratulations to Mito. He's picked up his slack from the EPL.